Hello, youth pastors in the state of New York. This is Jonathan Sigmon. I'm checking in with you guys from Rochester, New York. Dave Hertwick asked me to share some thoughts with you. So I'm just going to jump right in. Um, he has been talking about biblical community and the value of that, and specifically in the context of multi-generational ministry. So I wanted to share some practical ideas of what this could look like maybe for your group and for my group as well. My thought is that what it's got to start with is developing relationships intentionally between generations. It's so easy for us to get segmented into our different groups: youth group, kids church, young adult group, senior group, and that's great. And really effective for teaching specific age ranges. But my thought is that what if we could begin to really start developing relationships across generations? So maybe that looks like the teenagers serving the kids, young adults serving the youth, or maybe there's just events that you hold together where the youth group gets together with the seniors and they specifically talk about something. Maybe it's just life experience, or maybe faith experience, something like that. But I think the most sustainable long-term solution would be to have youth leaders from every specific age range. So maybe you've got some young adult leaders, you've got some youth leaders in the 30 to 40 range, and then some in the 50 or 60 range. And maybe you even pair up a young adult and a 50-something leader, and they specifically mentor 12 boys, kind of like Jesus did with his disciples. And then maybe they choose 3 out of those where they really are intentionally investing in, or something that we do as we call target students, where we're specifically targeting this one kid, and either they're going through struggles or they have a gift, and we really want to draw that out and really develop that and help them see how they could use that for the kingdom of God. So I think developing relationships across generations is really important. That's one way you could do it. Another way you could do it is to create kind of like a mentorship model, and again, that maybe would flow out of a small group idea, but maybe you have specific students lined up with a specific youth leader or somebody in your church, and you create some sort of program, or you take something off online or a book, and you really start to develop relationships between teenagers and adults. And maybe that's one way that you can do that. But I think the best way to do it is to figure out how to assimilate teenagers into the body, into the church at large, into big church, if you will. And so first you got to get your senior pastor on board, and maybe you share with him some alarming statistics about how teenagers are walking away from their faith post high school, and that one of the best ways for them to stick with their faith is if they're assimilated into the body at large. And then after you get senior leadership, then train those teenagers with the best people you've got, and train them long and hard and put in the hard work. Maybe you have them join the tech team and they can start doing sound or slides, or they join the worship team and they're on that rotation, or maybe they do some painting, or maybe they design a bulletin cover, or maybe they edit video, maybe they come early and clean up or stay late, clean up. Maybe they cook for an event, maybe they're good at that. Maybe you have them greet, or if you've got a specific youth gathering, maybe you develop leadership teams, a leader for each team. Maybe you have a greeting team, an encouragement team, who just people encourage other people within their gifts, or if they're down, send them something, a card. Maybe you have a prayer team, VBS. We do a sports camp. Maybe you have them teach in kids' church. Maybe you have them teach in the adult church. We do something called Youth Sunday, where the kids run everything. The students run communion, which again, senior leadership, important, worship, greeting, bulletin design. They do everything, and they do all the teachings as well. And so maybe those are ideas, or maybe they lead a Wednesday night gathering, or whenever your midweek gathering is once a month. And you develop their leadership. But the idea is to get them serving and developing relationships with people outside of just the teenage context. We've got to teach students how to use their gifts for the kingdom of God. And one place that they can do that with is in your church and in the body at large. So hopefully you walk away with something. If you've got any questions, you want to talk about anything, feel free to contact me, Jonathan Sigmon. Thanks a lot, guys.